Merry meet and welcome to Jupiter's Radiance. I'm Taylor, and today we're going to be going over the third week of October, or a card spread that I'm calling Candy. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm calling this Candy because we are very much in that energy of candy is everywhere and kind of recognizing what sweets are around us, but also maybe for some people it is more around the focus around tricks and illusions that are popping up around us. So I'm hoping this kind of looks like a wrapped candy. Like in my mind, I can see that these are like the twists, and then this is the candy inside. So I hope the imagery is there for you as well. Either way though, this is still a very nice 5-card spread, and it's going to support in just recognizing trickster energy and honestly how to have fun with it. And so card number 1 is going to be what sweet treat is coming your way. Card number 2 is going to be what tricks do you need to watch out for. 3 is going to be how to receive them both. Yes, there's only one card for both. And 4 is going to be about how the treat arrives or looks. 5 is going to be how the trick arrives or looks, so that you kind of know the wrapping, if you will, that it comes in, but that you're still able to engage with it and have fun with it. Because something about trickster energy to know is a lot of times it isn't to, well, it is to make fun of ourselves, but it's to enjoy making fun of ourselves and to be able to laugh and have to be able to gain that humility again. So the other part of this is essentially just if you're taking it too serious, because there's like having too much ego and having too little ego are both going to be something where the trickster comes in and it's like, hey, you need to enjoy yourself more, recognize yourself more. And it just depends on what side you're on is kind of how the trick ends up looking and the outcome of it all. So let's go ahead and jump into our collective reading and see what trickster energy is coming for us. All right, so the sweet treat for us to focus on, we have 5 of Wands. So this is telling me that there is going to be a competition. So the interesting thing about this is there is a lot of friction within the 5 of Wands card. For this to be our sweet treat card, this is kind of saying that that competitive energy can be very motivating and very fun. And so you're not necessarily meant to be struggling in that energy. It is meant to be seen more as a treat where you're able to come out of it as a victor. Because the other thing to keep in mind is after the 5 of Wands comes the 6 of Wands, which is clear public recognition and victory. So the sweet treat coming to you is the chance to compete. And so let's go ahead and take a look into what tricks you need to watch out for. Okay, so this is going to be very important actually, because Ace of Pentacles is our opportunity card. So a trick that is coming towards you is an opportunity, and what's interesting is it feels like it's an opportunity that takes you out of this competition. And so just be aware that you kind of are meant to be more in that struggle and to find more of the joy and the competitiveness in that struggle than taking the easy way out, because this easy way out may not actually be beneficial towards you. And so we'll get more into exactly what that looks like, but just recognizing the fact of you're kind of meant to be in more of that energy. Let's go ahead and see how to receive both. Okay, and so we have the Devil reversed. And so not all tarot cards have this card because people don't necessarily like the word devil. The devil essentially is when we give away our power of choice. And so what is very interesting about this is, okay, I will talk in a second about why it's reversed, but to give away your power of choice means that this opportunity, when you say yes to it, will take away any other choices that you may have further down. So that's what that's telling me about that opportunity, and why it's not supportive is because it actually is going to take more away from you than if you stay within this competitive spirit. And then the other thing about the devil, thinking about the fact it is reversed, sometimes with reversals, the energy is that it is now transitioning more into this next card, and the next card we have is the Tower. And the Tower is about taking back that personal choice and understanding your own power within it in order to tear down the surroundings around you, to tear down the jail cell that you have placed yourself in, or allowed yourself to be placed in, let me say. And so that's also what we're seeing with this reversed energy, is how to receive them is to recognize your power again. And I keep saying it, but it's choice. Like, you can make a new choice at any moment, and your choice holds so much, and accepting your choice and understanding why you've made that choice is also a form of your power, because that's what happens here. Is a lot of times we make a choice and we don't accept the fact that we've lost a power around this choice. Another extreme case I'll show for this, I don't think this is necessarily about career for a lot of people, so this is an example. I just need to state that. It's just one that I feel a lot of people kind of don't recognize. So it's an extreme example for that reason. But say you're at a job that you hate and you feel trapped by it, you always have the choice to quit. And that may sound drastic, but a lot of times it's what's needed. And so just kind of understanding that. For example, that is actually what I did. Is I was pretty much sobbing at my home thinking about going into work, and I was like, this isn't right. And made the choice to go ahead and choose myself and take a chance on my future. And that was 3 years ago, and I'm so much happier and mentally healthier, and it's just been an amazing thing. And it was such a leap of courage that could be considered crazy. And so that's why I share it as an example, because it is such an extreme thing that we don't think about, but it is the biggest example of how we trap ourselves and give away our power. So kind of recognizing that we do have a little bit more control, and sometimes that means being in that competitive energy so that we can keep pushing forward for our own goals rather than just taking an easy way out that someone else offers. So let's go ahead and see how our treat arrives and looks. Okay, so 9 of Swords reverse. So this is telling me that, okay, so this is normally, this card in particular in this deck, they refer to it as like the nightmare card, meaning that the nightmares feel so real. But since it is reversed, this is letting me know instead that this is kind of seeing how it is more of an illusion, that nightmare. And so the way that the treat is coming is actually the realization of this competition isn't as bad as I thought. I've been making it a little bit worse than I thought. So kind of a realization of like something where like it seems daunting to start, but once you're in it, it's actually a lot more doable. Okay, and then how our trick arrives or looks, and we have 3 of Wands. So this is, I think, perfect for Ace of Pentacles, because 3 of Wands, this is about expansion. This is saying that the way that this trick arrives is that it looks like it's a really good opportunity in order to expand, but we have to remember that there is this underlying fact that you are going to be losing power within it. And so the final thing that I'm going to say about this trickster energy within this is kind of the need to recognize how beneficial the struggle can be for the soul. I know that can sound like, I don't know how it can sound like, honestly. Not pleasing, like not as nice to hear, but understanding that you're worth that struggle. Because sometimes giving up into complacency is not necessarily beneficial for ourselves. And so, and maybe taking things a little bit too seriously, to where the trickster is saying, like, have a little bit fun, rough yourself up a little bit, and throw caution to the wind when it comes to your mental battles, essentially. Like, get more physical than mental. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, because it is still trickster energy, and it is still going to be interesting how it evolves, and a lot of it is going to be around just having courage. And so the main thing, right, is to take away how to receive it, is to recognize that you have choice, a power of choice in this moment still, and to where you're able to still see. So just consider your whys and consider the ups and downs for both paths before you make your choice, because once you do that, then you kind of accept more of the fact of, like, I knew this was the path I was taking, and I knew that there was going to be this struggle, or I knew that I was going to lose this element of power, but I still chose it for myself, so I'm going to continue forward. So that's the main advice that I'll leave it here with. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to comment below and gain some support, and I will see you guys next week. Blessed be.